Thank you very much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I know that time is tight and time is money. So when you come by and check out my videos, that's something I really appreciate. We're going to talk about the Art Pro VLA II, the compressor limiter from Art that is so very popular among so many recorders, home recorders as well as professional studio recorders. And you're looking at the Art here, and I think that this is a great unit for those who don't want to spend a lot of money on hardware compression. I'm always going to favor hardware compression over plugins. If you don't want to spend a lot of money, $299 for a hardware compressor such as the Art is definitely the way to go. Right now I have the Art in stereo mode there. I don't have anything going through, my voice is not coming through the Art right now, but we're going to try it out. We're going to test it out with some vocal samples and some drum samples because I'm working on the Neva the Soul Diva cover track of Tina Turner's Private Dancer, so we're going to run some tracks through that. But before that, let me just tell you what I like about the Art and some of the things I don't like. I like the fact that you have dual outputs in the back that can function at the same time, so that way you can split your signal, one single going to, let's say, a backup recorder, and another single going to maybe another input device such as an EQ or tape recorder or something of that nature. So also I like the fact that it can operate in dual mono mode or stereo mode. A lot of times I like the dual mono mode better. It sounds really good. Now another thing that's important is that, do you want to use this Art for mastering? The Art has a very good signal to noise ratio. It's up, I think it's 105 or 110 like that. So it definitely has the electronics for mastering. I think that if you're going to use this thing for mastering, that it doesn't handle the low end as well as I would like. But that only matters if you're working on something that's very bass heavy, very kick heavy and bass heavy with a lot of bottom. If you're not working on something like that, then I think it's great for mastering. If you're working on classical music or some rock music that doesn't have a lot of kick and bottom to it, but for a lot of hip hop tracks, you can use it for mastering to even things out, but to get that bite and that grab that you would get from, let's say, other compressors, to get that glue on a very bottom heavy stuff. To me, I had to fight with a lot to be able to get something that's acceptable, but maybe somebody who knows compressors better than me can be able to get it to work better. So that's enough on that. Let's take a listen to this thing. I'm going to run some tracks through it, and let's see how the thing sounds. I'm sure that you'll see that it's definitely something that you can use. Let's listen to some drum tracks first. So right about now, you're listening to the jazz drum track that I'm going to be using for the Private Dancer song that I'm doing for Neva the Soul Diva. It's coming out of the X32 straight out. The Art is not playing right now. You're getting the input, but right now you're listening to the output of the X32. So now let's switch it to the Art. The way I got this set up, it's going to take a minute to switch. Let me do this. Bring that down. Now you're going to listen to the Art. And that's the Art set at about 0 volume. And let's see what happens if we add some compression to this thing. Let's go to about 4:1 compression. And let's bring up the makeup gain. As you see here, you're getting about maybe 2 to 4 dB of gain reduction. And that is something I also like on this thing. The gain reduction meters are very nice and very easy to read, especially from a distance, because I am visually impaired, and so being able to see things from a distance is important to me. A lot of the dials and things on the Art are big, and the lettering and everything is big, and I can see it from a distance. So as a visually impaired person, that's something that I appreciate. Let's turn this up. And we can get some more attack here. Sounds good. Let's see what happens if we put in a dual mono. I told you the dual mono sounds good. I like the dual mono. Now let's go back to it coming out of the X32 and compare. That's it coming out of the X32. So you see there's a big difference. Okay, now let's check out some vocals. Okay, it's coming in kind of hot.
And Dutch monster dialogues.
There, see how it's
American Express would do nicely, thank you.
Let's bring it down some with some gain reduction.
Let me loosen up your collar. Tell me, do you want to see me do the shimmy again? Shimmy again, baby. The shimmy again. Come on,
4 to 6 dB of gain reduction.
Your private dancer. You're a private dancer.
It definitely got bigger. Let's put it in stereo. It's in the dual mono right now. Let's put it in
all
stereo.
the men come in these places in the middle of the scene.
Okay, now
you don't
for
look
me,
at their faces.
the way that I record,
and
that's a little bit too much gain
ask
reduction.
Their names. You don't think of them as human. You don't think of them at all. Keeping your eyes on the ball. I'm your private dancer, dancer for money.
And again, you
do
see how
what you want me to do.
It cleans
yes,
up
your
that low
private
end.
dancer, dancer for money, and any music will do.
Let's try massive.
I wanna make $1 million. I wanna live out by the sea. Have a husband and some children. Yeah, I guess I want a family. All the men come in these places. And the middle
you see, with heavy compression, it still sounds good.
You don't look at their faces. And you don't
Let's
ask
go back to
their
the X32
names.
so you can compare.
I'm your private dancer, dancer for money. Do what you want me to.
So that's about it, the Pro VLA II by Art. So I would fully recommend the Art Pro VLA II for anyone who wants to get a hardware compressor and doesn't want to break the bank. Why should you spend thousands of dollars on a compressor when the music industry is not making any money like it used to? We're not in the 90s anymore. Why are you going to pay $4,000 on a compressor? We're not in the 90s. Now there's some other compressors out there that may cost just a little more, maybe $500-600, and those are great compressors as well. But a lot of them are single channel; they're not stereo channels like the Art is. So, leave me your comments, leave me your feedback, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. And if you can support me and my company, and if you can support me with Soul D, that would be wonderful. This is Brother Jonathan. Thank you very much for watching.